So what's up, everybody? Oh, sorry about that truck. Hey everybody, it's your boy Adam on the Phenomenon. I'm here at a park here in Albuquerque, and over there, if you want to pan the camera over there, there's a person sitting at that bench. And my whole goal today is I want to interview a few people that I see on the streets who, look approachable, but I also don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. But I really want to get a first-hand perspective of somebody who is living on the streets and kind of get their understanding of, why they're there in the first place, what kind of things they're doing to become unhomeless, and also just kind of give you guys a first-hand perspective of how they live. And really, I think the biggest thing that we do when we see homeless people is we judge them. And like I said in my earlier videos, judgment I think is one of our biggest sins. And everybody does it. It's just part of our characteristics. But really, I think the homeless people get a really bad rap, a very negative space, just because of how we judge them. And I really want to kind of take the time to interview a few people I see on the streets in the next coming days and give you a first-hand perspective of how they feel and really how they feel about their situation and how Albuquerque treats them. So let's go take a gander. Hello. Hi, my name's Adam. How are you today?
I'm good.
So I'm doing a documentary, and I see you're sitting here by yourself, and I kind of see your situation. Can I just assume if you're homeless?
Me and my guy are, and I spoke with the gentleman that lives here. He's from a church.
Okay.
And he gave me his phone number for the church that he's from, and there's also a rehab center here for men and women, and there's also a shelter on Chama and Trumbull.
Okay.
And my guy's gone right now. He went looking for work today so we could wash our clothes, and he's always taking off like that so we can have money or whatever. But I've already applied for housing, and that was 3.5 weeks ago. And the lady that introduced me to it told me that it would only take like a month or so to get me in, and I did let them know I was homeless, so I wouldn't have to worry about the credit thing.
Right.
And then so I've been and then we were staying with the gentleman over here, but he didn't let us get our tent, and then we had a phone coming in the mail. So as soon as Ruben gets back, we're gonna go and get the phone and the tent from him, and that way we have a phone to like look for work and all that stuff. And then what else? Ruben is approved for SSI, but it doesn't go through until November.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we've been to a shelter before. It was the one over there at the old prison, but we got bit up by bed bugs so bad my ear swelled out to here.
Oh,
I had to go to the hospital. So I'm kind of iffy about shelters now. Like I don't know how clean they really are. And they had said that it was a clean facility when it wasn't. So.
And that is so traumatic too, bed bugs, like anything like that.
Yeah, like it was so horrible. Like I was so happy because these people took us in, they were feeding us, and then I got bit up so bad. Like I told him, I had to leave all my belongings there because they were infested. So we are looking for another shelter. We spoke to these gentlemen at the park the other day for the Chama one, and I asked him about the facility. I says, is it clean? Because we've been to a shelter before, and he's like, yeah, it's very clean there. He's all, I don't get bit or anything like that. So we're probably gonna give that one a go until we can wait for his check to come in or whatever for November.
Okay, that sounds good.
But he did go for work today, so I'm just here chilling, waiting for him to come.
Gotcha. So I've been homeless before, and so I've been in your same boat before. I know being homeless is a lot of a waiting game, right? But I really want to ask, how long have you been homeless for?
Just a couple weeks.
Just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've always been like a busybody. Like I have a great background, work ethic. I've been a caregiver. I've been a head housekeeper. My last job, I worked for Walmart in Belen, but my ex-husband got real sick because he has diabetes, and so I was the only one there for him. So I took him to the hospital, and I explained to Walmart what was going on, that he was in ICU, and they were understanding about it. But when I went back for my job, they terminated me, and I could be rehired, but it takes 6 months.
Okay.
And I was terminated in April, so I can apply again next month for the one on Wyoming right here, because they wanted me really, really bad, but I had to wait 6 months.
Okay.
So, you know, I am going to be working again soon, and we're not going to be on the streets long because I'm not really used to all this, you know.
All right.
It sucks. So,
Do you feel, I mean, Albuquerque has a high crime rate, so do you feel unsafe being on the streets?
no, I do not. Ruben knows a lot of people. He's knows a lot of people, and he's, I don't know, he protects me, so.
Okay.
And I would protect him if need be, but we've met a lot of really nice people on the streets. Like, I never knew there was people out there like that would reach out a hand to help you like that. So, and the guy we were staying with, he was really nice. I mean, beautiful home. But he had been in the war, and he's kind of like lost up here.
Right.
He got mad at us for locking the door at night when we were sleeping.
Okay.
And I told him, well, I guess next time we'll just leave the door wide open and you get robbed. But he just kicked us out for that very reason. It was stupid, you know, but we left, no fighting, nothing. We're just like, you know, thanks for taking us in as much as you did. And he was real sweet and everything. It's just, I don't know where he just lost it.
Okay. And so the last thing I want to ask you, being a homeless person and, us being homeless at one point, we had to sleep in our car, on the street. So where do you currently sleep and
Ooh, okay, yeah. When we're up here in Wyoming, it's kind of hard to find a decent spot. I'm picky because I don't like cockroaches. I don't like insects. That's why I want my tent. Because when I'm in my tent, there's no bugs that can crawl on you and stuff. And but when we're downtown, we found a spot by a school, and it was really, really clean. So I mean, it sucks, having to. But our whole world is like right here, But we're doing everything we can to get off the street because I'm not liking this at all. He has a friend here that he grew up with. He calls him his brother. They let us shower last night, and it had been like almost like a month before we had a shower, so that was nice. And then I'm 44. Me and Ruben are like the same age. I'm 44. He's 44. But I'm getting to the point where I have bad pain in my legs. And yesterday it got really bad to where I was in so much pain I couldn't move. So we have food stamps, we have full Medicaid. My only problem is I have to get a primary care doctor. So when I get the phone, I'm going to set that up. That way I could start getting medications, because I think I'm going to have to take Lyrica because I can't handle this pain. It's like super bad. It sucks getting old. But yeah, it's not as bad as it seems, but I mean, there's really nothing, but we have a shelter we can go to, We're not going to let this get us down. Because I told him, I said, I'm determined, Ruben. I said, when you met me, I was working. I said, and I'm not going to be not working. I said, I will be working again. We will have our own place. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but we're working on it.
I think your interview was great. This is my first one I've ever done, so I really appreciate you giving me the time. You gave me some really great insight, and I really appreciate it. Is there anything that I can get for you right now? Do you want a meal or
the people here at the apartments have been really good. There was a man named Brother Romero, and he brought me some chimichangas, and I had food stamps, so I bought me some chips and dip, and I got something to drink. I got ice.
Okay.
So I'm good.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much. All right, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Okay, and good luck on your adventure. I know it's going to take some time, but persevere. You're going to go up and down, but it took us 2.5 years to get back on our feet after being homeless for the first time. So
it's not easy, but I'm not going to let it beat me.
Good. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day. Okay. Bye-bye. What's up, guys? Adam Bob the Phenomenon here, and we're in downtown Albuquerque right now, and we're gonna kind of walk up and down the streets for a little bit and see if we can find some homeless people that are willing to be interviewed by us, and hopefully we can get some insight about how they're living and how they feel about living like that, and all those things that we want to know that we're too afraid to ask. So let's get it moving. I'm gonna ask him. Hey sir, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good. Hey, I see your situation. Can I ask you a couple questions? Are you currently homeless right now?
Yeah.
And do you mind if I record you on video to get a couple questions for you?
Yeah.
So I'm doing a documentary for my YouTube channel about the homeless population in Albuquerque. Can I ask you what caused you to become homeless?
I got told to leave an apartment complex after I tore sheetrock down and all that, and made holes in the roof, but there was no rental agreement, lease, or rent receipt. And New Mexico Tenant Landlord Handbook states. So.
And how long have you been homeless for now?
Shit. I don't know, a long while.
It has always been in Albuquerque, or
Yeah.
so you're a local from
Well,
here?
except in Yuma, I was in Fortuna Foothills for a while. But here, mostly since 11 since I was on and off, and I'm 50.
Okay.
So it don't bother me. I'm got the biggest roof of all.
The sun, right? The sky?
The sky, and hey, Jesus Christ born and died homeless.
What's the biggest challenge you have being homeless right now?
Not having my direct express card. That was lost and grabbed and not put back where it was, and I know how it happened. I'm not putting it that person, but it can be that person because someone combined with the magic spells.
And so, do you have like EBT, Medicaid, any sort of?
Because I was making so much being on the streets on my SSI, they said I would get only like $8 to $11. So yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
I got the shelters, I got places I can eat. Sometimes people hand me food, but I can't eat it that much. Because when I swallow, it's like it's getting lodged in my throat, like someone's putting their arms around me with their hands, and to make me choke to death, to make it look like I died. And they got my birth certificate to take over my identity so they could transform. So I'm the 6th Duke of Albuquerque, and I know this.
Okay.
Because it's Albuquerque, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, George Lovato, dead APD officer now, Toby Lovato, my biological father, and me.
So are you doing anything to become unhomeless, I guess I could ask?
Well, if I do, I get an apartment, they'll go through the walls. You know, like, so I was at Express in 159. I left, turned off the TV and everything like the rules state. It was on one channel. When I came back, it was on a different channel.
Okay.
So it wasn't the people that owned the place, it wasn't their fault that bone metal fragments from head to toe. It was a person that has a vendetta against me. My ex-street brother, ex-nephew. I disowned him. And he's all hurt. It's like right now I'm getting rim rotted in the ass. My magic spell, someone projecting and having sex.
Okay.
And I know this.
So last question I want to ask you is, where do you sleep?
Well, I was sleeping not too far from Knockouts in the back.
Back over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right behind the tattoo place.
And do they bother you at all back there?
No, but projection they do. I'll see shadows here and there. I seen someone on the alleyway here, on the roof of the next building, the parking lot, convention center, on the top. When I would look up, they would hide. It's like I would see them here and different spots. Somebody just stalking me through the magic spells, and they said they'll follow people without being watched. That's stalking.
And do you feel unsafe in Albuquerque, being on the streets?
I was raised here. I was born in Los Angeles, California.
Okay. All right. Well,
My dad brought me here for a reason. 6th Duke of Albuquerque. I can't leave New Mexico. I can go vacation if I want to, but I can't move out.
Okay.
It was his reason. And me and him had heart to heart talks, like Ozzy and Jack would. Oz won, and they adopted me. And this person wants me and wants money from the Oz ones because they adopted me. Money hungry.
Well, thank you so much. I thank you so much for talking to me, sir. I really do appreciate it. All right. You have a great rest of the day, all right? Thank you. And here's this for you, my man. Just for your time, all right? Thank you.